Wow. Welcome, welcome. Hello, America. Hello. Are you? How are you? How is everyone, man? You got to see the show right here, 10 o'clock talks. Good evening. I am Michael Anthony. Great to have you guys in. Great to have you guys in. Too many controls. Sometimes just too many controls, man. Hey, I always want to tell everybody this. Think all the small businesses out there that need help. Okay, please always do that. I don't know if I'm actually live there, but I guess I just got to do some verifications here while you're on. Thank you again for checking in. I appreciate you guys so much. Oh, yes. Uh, oh, I am actually live. Okay, anyway, once again, welcome to the thing. I appreciate it. How are you today? What is today? The 4th of May, 2021? Maybe, I think. Wow, I had a hard day, long night. I really did. But welcome in. What can we talk about? Again, always support the small businesses. Really important that we do that. We're running off a couple cameras here. They're a little bit different. And I guess soon enough. Got some people already in on Facebook. Thank you. YouTube's starting to come live. Dave should be checking in soon. We should be flying out to MeWe and Microdot and Microdot. You remember that? Whatever all these places are called. Anyway, so if you can get out and support your smalls, do the best you can. Really, you do what you can. They're starting to come around. Everybody's starting to get on, so things are looking positive, and that's a really good thing. So help support somebody's dreams come true. Yeah. All right. So why don't we start off with a bang? 4th of July. Let's not forget some of the things that's going on with the 4th of July. I mean, it's a celebration. It's the birthday of America and more. So I hope you like some of the different types of lighting effects, going on here. I guess April, how are you? All right. So anyway, 4th of July, it's one of these things. It's do not forget, this is our Bill of Rights. They are yours. They are your freedoms. Nothing really has changed. Even the last 4th of July was pretty good if you really think about it. At least if you lived like I did, most people really did. They went out, they did their family things anyway. Don't let nothing suppress you and hold you back from that. So, with we going with that way, it's just because I'm trying to instill some good value and good, honest opinion for myself and how to progress through all this, because it's just, stop, halt, this, that. It's too much. We need to get out and talk and hang out with people and breathe, So I wanted to start it off with a little bit of a pre-bang for the 4th of July because they're telling us it's not looking good. But then I'm hearing May 31st. I was calling actually, last month they were like kind of taking this narrative of remove the mask and all this. I'm hearing now, the end of this month, it's going to be like United States free masking. Okay. Let's see if that happens. Let's see if that goes that way. So make your plans. Plan on visiting with your families. Travel by all means. And remember, 1776. So right now we do have 16 plus, I think, 2 more states that are no longer really like wearing masks, or they're like enforcing, but on the down low enforcement. Hey, we rather you not, but if you want to, you can take it off. But for anybody, and I do agree with this, if anybody feels that they need to wear it. I'm not going to get involved with that. That's, people's thoughts and where they want to be with stuff. And that's all good. So anyway, earlier today, we did our first live take this morning with Waking Up with Dave and Mike. Waking Up with Mike and Dave. He says it one way, I say it the other way. It doesn't matter, but you can wake up with us now in the morning. I don't know how often we'll be doing it, but today was like a dry run. It went pretty well. Dave Glovin, he's like, the gospel of Facebook, his claim to fame. So check it out. We just talk. It's nothing. It's fun. And it's not going to be as harsh as sometimes the evening segments go because there's people that good evening 10 o'clock talks. Anyway, so he's multiplying out here. He's feeling the room and he's feeling the groove out here and whatnot. So he's flying between rooms. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, to the people behind the what I call behind the glass, but they do a lot. I don't know exactly where we're streaming, but I know we're really out there tonight in a big way, thanks to some people and some other broadcasting shows that are letting us jump into their link and they're sharing us out. And I appreciate it, really do. So, so much on this Maxine Waters, um, and Marjorie's fighting to expel her. She's the new queen, Mad Maxzilla Waters, the new queen, and she's going to be attacked hard by the Republican Party for incitement and suggestions to the public to, you know, do things that we don't approve of, and I really hope this goes well. We need a win in our corner up there inside that Congress. We really need a win up there, and we have some strong people, strong adversaries who are going to fight for this. So I'm really looking forward to that happening. I truly, truly am looking for that to happen. So my day in Pittsburgh, bunch of trees done, crazy storms, even with not hot temperatures, tornadoes. I'm not going to get into it too much here, but what is this? Climate change? No, it's not climate change. I mean, not really. We're not done in Texas where you would start to see the humidities and things skyrocketing. Although I heard Georgia yesterday had a visit from some of these storms and whatnot too, and I don't know, but Pittsburgh, surrounded by the mountains and everything, and usually we don't have this, but it seems like we have had things really weird over the last few years, if not five. I think we were one of the earliest trial run states where they were performing the magic in the sky. Yeah. So anyway, what was this? It was like a song like that, "Magic in the Sky," something like that. But anyway, all right, let's talk a little bit about this. Reports out of Australia. This is all real stuff too. Reports out of Australia. They're giving us the down low on some of the fears over facts, and I'm going to give it to you and narrate it down. This guy was really good, and he brought up the best reporting methods that you could bring up. All lies when you look into it. That's mean. I'm telling you, that's what it all came down to. It's facts, fears over facts, facts over fears, and it's truly not what we're understanding it to be. And I mentioned this for the last couple evenings I've been on talking to everybody. It seems that there's a narrative again, of course. What we're hearing from people in India is they're having more problems on, essentials needs, water, things, sanitary items, blah, blah, like that way. Is there still something going on there? It seems to be, yeah. But the numbers are nothing of what they're, as far as it's all related to the variant and so forth, and this new strain of variant. I can probably get you turned on to what I watched, what I viewed. I do have it, and if you want to check it out, everyone message me, through Facebook, Michael Anthony, and I am Michael Anthony. I am, and this is 10 o'clock talks. In case you're just joining us for the first time, I don't know where we're all jumping to. I'm not seeing everything. I'm leaving that up to Mr. Globe. I don't know. And there's the queen, the Widowmaker, Beth. How are you? So Beth has made it in. Sorry, I forgot to text you and give you a heads up. I apologize, man. My head's been spinning, doing a lot of stuff. That said, we're going to move on a little bit further. So we have the $124 billion plus estate, all investments, oils, stocks, computer components. Yeah. Bill and Melinda Gates are about to be no more. They asked for privacy. Can you believe that? The ones that took our privacy away. I'm not blaming them both here. I don't know if that would be politically correct. But the fact is the fact. The empire of the Gates are now flooding open. they want privacy after they stole people in America's privacy. Can you believe that? I mean, really, ask for privacy after every all the involvements that they've had in the deep state and technologies and whatnot. The Obama administration, all the kiss ass people that they associate with, and whatever else they're doing with the kiss ass thing. But they do it, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, all right. So that said, you know what's going on with that. And India, like I said, it's not as much of a fear as what people are coming out with. And if you want that, I'll get that to you. So the FAA, you must wear a mask to fly through September. So now they're jumping over what seems to be a possibility of the end of this month. And I called it for last month. I did. I was wrong. I apologize. Um, but it seems that it's going to be end of this month. It's going to be mass off, and let's see where that goes. Anything, and sometimes you're fed bad news, but this is what I got, and hopefully, freedom is in the near future. I guess if we're going to be good little boys and girls. Oh wait, there's more than just boys and girls. Did you know there was 6 types of different sex males? Males like me. I'm a male. Okay, you are. Some of us are out there. Some of us are. Did you know there are 6 types of males that have different DNA patterns that are traits that go feminine? It's weird, but it's true. There was even testimony on it. I had that one of my shows. I did a big thing on it, so check it out. But it's true. I swear to you, it's true. And to me, it is hilarious. But again, maybe that's why in this world we have to just like accept things. And I do. I always have. I didn't care who walked by me. If they waved, they waved. If they talked to me, they talked to me. Yeah, I didn't judge anybody. Hey, I got my own thing going on, my own life. So many days left to live. Blah blah blah. Who cares about all that? Anyway, can you believe it? There's 6 types of. I don't even know how to put it into words the right way, but there's supposedly 6 types of males. Whatever, I guess there's very masculine. Anyway, check out what I did on that, please. I want to talk about this too. Healthcare. What are the biggest scams in the government? Dealing to us with this stuff. So to me, it is. I don't know what you think about it, but to me, it's the biggest scam on earth, and then it's all throughout the USA, at least for us. I can speak here for more than globally, and that's the true direction I should take to that statement. But first off, it comes in cost. Then it comes in different plans. Then it comes in different roles. Then it comes in different deductibles. And then there's claims denied. You get where I'm going with this, right? You can buy a $99 plan. Under Obama, if you didn't have it, you had to pay tax and all these penalties and stuff. And finally, Trump gets all that stuff abolished and whatnot. And now we got the new Biden thing coming into healthcare. Biden healthcare. Yeah. How much money of the trillions that they've taken and mismanaged and spent already could they not have put for healthcare to made something for the United States for the next few years work in a positive manner? You're not going to hear about that. No, our health is not part of the depopulation program. I'm sorry, I had to go there because to me, it is what it is. If you're not going to do anything for the American people that's positive, or even the children at St. Jude's Hospital, when you could have threw $1 billion finally to a couple places out there to help cure these children of disease, man, that's just like, so anyway, yeah. And then you try to judge all these plans, well, you got red, you got white, you got Blue Cross, you got Red Shield, you know where I'm going. So anyway, you have all these plans, and then you're trying to pick one out. And when you even do, and I know people that seem to have had, or at least they thought they had the very best, at least in Pittsburgh here, the STAR program of UPMC. And guess what? It doesn't even cover everything. To get a zero pay policy, it's so astronomical. It's unbelievable. It's just nuts. But nothing could be done for that. So now we're going to move forward a little bit in whatever they're going to create through the Biden healthcare system. But trillions of misused money are not going to do anything for any type of universal health care for the United States. Now, where they were truly talking about in the pre-days to the election about doing this, that, and the other thing, we'll have to just wait to see where it goes because these people ran out of a basement for office, and it seemed to work for them, but it was all illegal. But they did it. They did it, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that because honestly, this is a narrative that they don't want you to talk about or know, and they will fight you with every attorney under the sun to prevent the truth from coming out. And that is the truth of it. That's the truth, the truth, the truth. And we're going to have to get to the bottom of it. We really are. I totally believe that's our best narrative on how to fight back. Every wrong did thing they ever did to all of us or anyone that ever could take a good breath, it is what it is that way to me. That's just my feeling on it. All right. So here I'm skipping around here just to like double check because if somebody says something, I like to like take a pause in between for a second and just see. And we look okay. Everybody's just hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out. Thank you so much. So yeah, I guess do the best you can for your health care with what your means are, your employment are, and so forth. And look out for yourself, stay healthy, and everything like that. Do everything you can to protect yourself and your people. Rules, fine prints, confusions, and 2,000 different healthcare plans. I don't even, and you can go to a specialist and insurance. They'll sell you anything just to get you to sign a paper as well. So that there to me is not the greatest thing either. And I hope people wise up on that and really give great direction to people on what to do. But I see no change in it. I really do. Don't. I really don't. But mask free in DC right now, if you want to go mask free in DC, you got to get the Franken shots. One, if that's what you choose, or you got to go for the 2 applications scenario. So they're saying if you do it now, you can do that. Well, thank you. Thank you for your generosity, for my freedom. Thank you for the generosity to the freedom of all the people in DC. Come on. This is really starting to get ridiculous. Our eyes are open. And I'm not saying I know everything about this Vax Frankenshot. I don't. But I've done a lot of homework on it. And no, am I educated? No, but I still did a lot of homework and I believe a lot of what I heard. So just still, you get these things. It's going to end at the end of the month and they're coming up with this. It's going to be that way. I don't know. It's just like a lost circle of bullshit to me. And that's exactly how I feel about it. Hey, John, how you doing? John Garris, how are you? Hope I pronounced that right. So any of you guys ever hear of Project Bluebeam? It's going to kind of throw you off a little bit here, but there's been a lot of good media people that have no shot, no mask. Oh, hold on a second. I have to do something. If I had a balloon, I'd give it to you, but I'll just go with that there. No shot, no mask. No shot, no mask. No shot, no mask. I'm in the same boat. I don't think any of us should have to, deal with that kind of thing. I don't. I don't feel we should have to. But anyway, this Project Bluebeam thing, we find that through a lot of intel and so forth. This is going to be a real eye opener for you. But if it came down to it, and it's somewhat going to be disclosed in the next few months, that it was all a planned hologram effect of an alien invasion to put us in place if it was necessary. Imagine that. Not a joke. Not a joke. Look it up. Project Bluebeam. It's basically out there. Google it. A lot of people have spoken on it. And it was Dr. Richard Stephen Greer, somebody who actually did the disclosure projects to the presidents, gave them the whole breakdown scenarios from as far back as 1880 on what we know of that, all the way up through the present dates and reverse engineering and everything else. So please don't take it as a joke, or I'm going to just say this to you. Believe in the unbelievable. There may be some things of interest that you really need to know about. So yeah, Project Bluebeam, check it out. It was something that they were going to do an eye opener on us on, and now it seems like they're not going to, but they are releasing documents, and they already had Hannity and some other people talk on what is going on, what the Navy is releasing in videos, and they don't truly understand what is flying over our nuclear sites and our ships out in the water, and the underwater submersibles that they're seeing going diving into the water and coming out, all on military cameras. So this is not something that I'm trying to make up. But I wanted to put it out there and share it to you because of the fear factor thing. Strange, but true. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself. Get educated. So, anyway, I want to ask you, are you ready for your community elections and are you making a difference? And the truth is, we all have to make a difference. We all have to stand strong. Our fight in this fight is by everything that we can do to put pressure back on them because of the pressures they're putting on us. And these are only true stepping stones to one way of knowing how we can make a difference by doing the footwork, the grassroots, and so forth, and the change of the candidates. And we know we need big changes in the blue, without a doubt. And in some states, we're going to get, Democrats. There's just areas that are all Democrats, and a Republican Party, as I learned, doesn't have a leg to stand on to even run under the Republican ticket. When that happens, we can only do the best we can, but we can try to still even fill those seats with people that we trust. It might be your neighbor. It might be someone that has a lot of friends that would just vote for him. Go find these people. Do it quickly. Do it quickly because our primaries are all coming up in all the major cities and so forth. And we need to change a guard without a doubt in America. And again, I won't get into the crippling at the bottom, but that's what I keep telling everybody. I want to talk to you about something else, though. Let's go somewhere else. Do you hear about the no meat, no problem? Say no to meat. Restaurant owners now will be looked upon and more helped with PPP, and which is like money towards businesses and so forth. That's available now, where all the big stream corporations were like sucking up the money wrongfully and had to, like, some of them had to return it. Well, they're trying in this next program. It's going to be ending in a few days. So stay current with this and check it out. Pass this on to your friends. It's true. There's a lot of free money out there to help. And if you're going to do plant-based foods, you're going to really rock out. I mean, it pretty much will give you anything you ask for if it's plant-based or if you are of a certain culture. So we know how that culture thing is. We know about a lot of people in women of color getting additional bonus monies from the cities and the communities just because they are that a difference of color from us. Again, I'm not against any of them. I just feel the narrative to that is just despicable. You know what I'm saying? But it's despicable. Anyway, there's another word I was trying to fit in there and I couldn't think of it as it came out of my mouth. That was like, ah. But anyway, it was an ah moment. Don't worry about the ah moments. They happen when you're just rocking it out and you don't care about editing, because I don't care about editing at all. I could do it. I ain't going to do it. So, yeah, and I got more on this meat thing. It's going to blow your mind. It's not just about 4 pounds of meat per year per family. Yeah, that is a meal ticket that was already passed on and being considered in the House up there in Congress and through the United States in some ways. So if you can apply, and if you are a small business owner, go for it. Go for all you can get. And remember, I wish all the best. I really do. I know we're in hard times. Now, Oregon, this blows me away. They're trying to put into legislation banning of livestock. So here we go. We're on our way. We really are. Why? Because, and now we're a shortage of chickens. Yeah, that was announced all over the media. You may not know it. So if you are a chicken lover, I would suggest shortly, because word is getting out there that possibly you should go and, put some stuff in your freezer. And I told you we're going to be dealing with a lot of this. Gas shortages are going to hit us, food shortages. Guaranteed toilet paper is going to be another one of them. And that's because of China and what comes from China, the production of getting it here and then we make it, blah, stuff like that. So anyway, don't throw your mask away yet. You may just need it. Okay. I'll just say it that way to you. And I'm not trying to be a fool here. What do you do when you don't have it if you can't get it? Start logically thinking about the next 6 months, because they're going to push back every which way. And the more states that we put under pressure to, analyze the states on the dates of November 3rd and November 4th and what had transpired through the middle of the night, which we already know, and what's coming out in Arizona, what's starting to go on in New Hampshire and Michigan that we're knowing of, what's already been exposed in Pennsylvania. we could be rock starring this very shortly in some ways. Now, I'm not saying what's going to happen. Not 100%. Yeah, KFC chick. That's true. And you know what? Beth just said something to anybody that's on these MeWe or YouTube or whatever is going to check this part of it out, because we are within different territories of cameras going places tonight. Uh, why didn't they pull down the colonel? They tried to pull down every other statue, but they protected the colonel, didn't that BLM? Hey, don't touch the colonel, man. And little hot sauce and whatnot. And I'm just jagging around here because I have a lot of people of color that are my friends. I do. I truly do. But they don't agree to none of this. They don't believe in any of it. And, when we're together, we talk about it. We laugh about it. And a party's a party. We're just people together. So, yeah, but what really kills me now, like I said, is if you get caught, it seems breeding or slaughtering, they're going directly after the farmers. They want to kill this. They want to take all these living creatures. Maybe there'll be a few around. I don't know what the whole big picture is. That I don't know. But I know when I start to see somebody trying to push and present something into legislation, then it's starting to become true. So no meat? Come on, man. That's not who we are. We're not carnivores or nothing, but we just like meats. Not like they so-called other people like other things that I don't want to really get into, but who are they to tell us we can't have pork, chicken, bacon, steak? I mean, I don't get it. I don't agree with any of this and this whole climate thing, and I don't think any one of you people should either. Alabama Cowboys is watching. What's going, Alabama? How are you, brother? Thanks for coming in. So, yeah, I mean, protect your farmers. Do whatever you can. Keep working as hard as you guys can because we need you. We need your supply and we need your knowledge and technology that gets us this good food on the tables, man. Rock it out. Keep it coming. Don't let things like this get to you. I'm sure someone that's good, an attorney, there's always people that step up. That's the one nice thing about all the Trump people that we still have in this country. Everybody steps up for everybody in some fashion, and we all have an important role to play in it. That's whether you're fighting an election or going up and standing in front of the governor mansion. It doesn't matter. We all have a purpose, and we need to be more out there that way. Why is BLM and Antifa hurt? Well, for one, it was a government program plan, of course. And in my mind, it all was. But the point is, when you're out there every single night, and don't let up, I guess you get recognized more. And I think we need to reverse it. I think we need to put our positivity, put our red hats back on, or whatever Trump says to wear. Let's get out there and start rocking this, man. Get out there on the weekends. Let's start moving forth, letting them know we're not going to let down on this, and punish these states where we know that these flips have occurred. And we have great information on all that. We really, really do. It's out there and it's strong and it's coming true. It's now, where's it all going to go? I don't know. But the one thing they fear is being exposed. We know that there are certain items, when exposure comes, if you're touching one of them, one of their people, if it's representation to what they're doing that was wrong and you're attacking it, then they're going to come and change the narrative to get you to try to think elsewhere, so you take your concentration from one thing to the next thing. Yeah, so they try to isolate how your mind's going to work, and they do a pretty good job at it for some people, as we learn, and they really do. So stick to your grassroots. A lot of footwork. Stay strong in that. On this meat, I really wish all these farmers well. This is bullshit. I mean, it just really is, especially when it comes down to months ago when they said we're not going to give any white farmers, because white farmers, I guess, are the kings of the livestock and that particular type of business. No money, no grants, no help, suffer, and then let China go and buy your property up for nothing from you, basically. Or Gates, or one of the other, click crews now. Amazon's buying property now. So there's another one doing it. So, yeah, stay with that. Stay strong on that. But prepare for shortages, food shortages, different types of things, and with the switch of the foods. And I know no one's going to accept this, but you're going to start to see it more. It was even advertised on TV in my town here in Pittsburgh, PA, home of the Steelers. These are meat and potato people here, pierogies, meat and potato, kielbasa. Come on. No, no one's going to stand for it, but it's going to get put in our face. We know it. I know it. It's going to happen. And as you can see, what is happening in America, they have the strength to do it. What we need is the intellect on how to figure out how to fight it back. And I know we'll all figure it out. We will. And I just want to run this by you one more time. Mornings, weekdays with Mike and Dave, waking up with Mike and Dave. Check it out. We're going to see where it goes, see if it helps some people and everybody hangs out and checks us out. Mark, how are you, man? Good to see you, and thanks for stopping by. We are on live on MeWe. I think we're in Rumble, and I think Simon's just picked us up. I got Simon. He's overseas. He does some things there, but I don't. He shared his friend pages, and friend pages are like thousands upon thousands of people. So, if you want this kind of type of word getting out, you want to give me an honest, fair shake at what I come out and try to talk to everybody about. And you can play me in the front if your kids are running around. I'm really going to watch my tongue. If I'm going to drop something, it's going to be a narrative of a word that's going to make sense to you, but it won't affect children. So please don't fear me. I'm going to be as gracious as I can, but get to the point, even if I get loud, because some things just rip me apart inside. They do. And I'm for the children. I'm for the future of this country. We can do what we can as adults, and we have to step up and be adults and fight whatever we can off. Remember, we are fighting for our children, our grandchildren. Our lives in many ways, with the viewers that I get are, we're not cranky old people. We're just cranky. And, we have reason to be. But we got to step forth, even if it takes a little bit more of your effort. Get up out of that chair, or on a Saturday, or you're going past and you see some really good flags flying and people out there, start blowing that horn, man. Show them support. And wherever you see that flag, because if again, one of the other narratives, if they are to change and add in a 51st state, what are they going to do? They're going to desecrate our flag, and it. We can't allow these things to happen. We just can't. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this because we're all going through this, and they talk about affordable housing, at least in my time, but I hear it all over. The lack for the BLM and the Black community of Kellers and Hispanics and now Asians come on. I've never seen anybody pick on, and I'm not saying it's not happening, but it's a setup if it's happening, or it's just some deplorable moron. It doesn't know any better in life. And be careful what you wish for. Some of these Asian people can fight their butts off. You keep that in mind, especially the chicks. Watch the movies. It says everything. But really, that would be a good wake-up call for some of them, wouldn't it? If they took a foot to the face for opening their mouth the wrong way. I've never lived like that. Maybe I might have went through something in my life, but I don't recall ever being like that. And I bet we have a lot of really great people in America are in the same shoes as I am and have the same belief system. To me, all people, especially the people that watch, they're all beautiful, hardworking, independent people that we didn't grow up for this. And we just want our USA back as it was. I'm not going to say I totally agree with Uncle Sam. The good old days of Uncle Sam, IRS and a voluntary tax, so forth. But again, you can't blame the cartoon character, right? We found that out because that's all it was a cartoon character. It was a narrative, but it was about how to dig in your pockets deeper. And they've always been successful. And I talked a lot about that. There's a lot in history that puts all this together as to why they do it. I gave some explanations to that, what their belief systems are and so forth. But I think you can put that together as adults to know by everything you see that we're being fed. The think tanks that they hire, they agree before they release. So they're guilty of the punishments that they put upon us. But your endurances, your strengths as Americans, as who you are, strength under President Donald J. Trump, which I really believe is going to be paying a visit very soon back in a different manner. I really feel strong to that because I know that there's a lot of great things that are going on in this country. And there's a lot of hints coming around as to why. There's a lot of very good voices who are actually saying it. And I think we just need to open up and listen. And remember, there's somebody out there doing something because even today, some things went on. Even today, some things went on that we don't approve of in a big way. and it tied into Oregon again. Oregon again, a public figure, former Democrat House Speaker, yep, arrested. Prostitution, and you know the other part. You know the other part. It has to do with humans, okay? And again, I got to watch what I say here. I don't want to go overboard with it because the other night they were like trying to kick me off the board, and I knew it because I kept all my cameras were failing, and I'm on backup with backup IPs tonight, and to me that's very important because if one goes down, they don't. I'm already set into 3 cameras to each location, so call me nuts, but I'm trying to protect the interest of where we can go with this talk show. And I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 o'clock talks. I got to get a drink of water here. We'll continue with abandons and teardowns, and this whole price increase of materials is just nuts. It's astronomical. Also want to give a special hello to a very dear friend of mine, Dory. My best wishes to you always, sweetheart. You know that. I had to pass that on to her. She need a little support, and she's gonna be fine. She's a rock star. She really is. So these abandoned houses are now like, junk, falling over, crooked. They're selling for 50 to 100 grand, at least here. So I'm going off what I'm seeing here. But I know the house shortage, the crunches. Yes, sir. I remember them saying that. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Alabama Cowboys. Yeah, that's what it says. I had to take a double look, man. My eye's getting better finally with some new medicine, but I still get a little bit of but it's getting better, I promise. So I'm doing good. Long distance reading still isn't so good, but that's okay. I'll start putting glasses on if I need to. I'll do all the good care stuff for myself that I preach about, I haven't, I haven't ran the last week. I mean, I haven't even walked. I just been like in a different direction, but I'm still eating healthy every day. I'm watching at least that factor of everything, at least for my health. And I hope everybody else out there is too. But let's talk about these abandons and teardowns and the new price increases. I talked about this morning with, on Waking Up with Mike and Dave. And it's true, like $36,000 material cost raise. Well, it's not a $36,000 material cost raise. There's also labor on top to that because they take the whole number, the whole figure. So there's another 60 grand on top of this 36 and more, 2.5 times. Figure it out. And they're saying that they need more affordable housing. How can you give them affordable housing when you're being pretty much RAPE out the door at the store, And I understand a lot of materials were needed in Texas after the big storm. Are things running behind? Yeah. Is production slow? Yeah. A lot of places were just getting back into the groove of things. And that's okay. The boogeyman, TikTok is watching. Hey, boogeyman, what's going on? So anyway, yeah. How do we correct that structure? How do things become more affordable for everyone? I'm not talking about a specific culture because that's wrong. Everybody deserves a fair shake. I don't even know how our children make it. You guys mostly will probably will have children, or someone that does, or you have a brother or sister that does. They're starting to get a little older. They want to work hard. They want to save up their money for their car. You can't even buy a new car right now. They're so far on back order because China. It's a microchip in the computer component. They can't get it. So the car can't be programmed and all the sensors can't be read for the system to communicate with, to fire it up. Just won't work. It won't run. Can you bypass all of it? Yeah, remove all the sensors, but they're not going to do that because we're going into green. Why the suppression? Why the gas raises? Why would they raise gas prices after Trump bought barrels upon barrels of crude oil when the market fell so low? What happened to all that oil? It was supposed to save us $1. So anyway, they sold it off to China. Did someone say that out there? Did I hear that got sold back to China? Could be what it is. I don't know. But it's a shame. We went through that in the 70s, late 70s. We knew about that. Get in line, get your gas, even in a gas shortage. If it was a gas shortage, you think by now we'd have been in electric cars 25 years ago. Well, we're not, and we're still not. We're getting there with some things, and I agree that we need better things for Mother Earth, without a doubt. Clean the oceans, fossil fuels in ways we should use them moderately to as a necessity as we need them, not be wasteful. And yes, let technology do some, but don't wipe technology that we have off the board that keeps us independent. That's totally wrong. You don't do it, but they did it. So you got the house increase. It's not going to help. And again, how these kids are going to make it, I just don't know. I really don't. How do you go out and make $10, $12 an hour and pay all these bills? And then, there comes a point where maybe life insurance is important to you, or diapers, all these other essentials. How are they to live? How are they to live? And yet you're going to ask them for more of their paychecks, more tax dollars. Tax increases are going to happen even on the lower income status. It's gonna happen. It might be $10 to $15 more paycheck, but it's still a pack of diapers for somebody, or a family, or baby food, or formula, or a toy at Christmas. I mean, but and again, their narrative is to take from you. We need it. We can do this. And they're showing their power to do it. And they have done it successfully, but very poorly. Very poor judgments of the money and the narratives. But paybacks a bitch when it comes to what they want to do to us because of who we support, and we know we did the right thing. And none of us will ever disagree to that. Trump, he's the man. That bottom line, President Donald J. Trump. And I still can only tell you this a little bit. He's still working for us. I guarantee it. How do you know what was the shot that Joe Biden? Oh yeah, well, how do we know what that shot? We don't know. Joe could have got vitamin B. I don't know. Someone that I know is sick right now. Charlene Nugent, Ted's wife. She's on vitamins and all this stuff right now. She got smacked hard with whatever. Hey, Jack Alexander, how are you, brother? Thanks for coming in. I don't know if you heard, Jack, but waking up with Mike and what's that guy's name? Dave. Weekdays in the morning. Check us out, brother. We got to have you on, Dave. Yeah, Jack Alexander show. If anybody doesn't know, we got Jack in the house. I also had a special friend that I've been in contact with on Facebook. I'm not allowed to reveal who she is, but I will tell you that she is, and her father were very good, very military people, and she's quite off the hook famous. And I didn't believe it at first until she live FaceTime me, and I was like, wow, this really is you. She seems to like the show. She catches it when she can, and she gives a lot of support, and I think she's going to help get the word out with us. And she's a rock star. You got to see her post, but her name's not real, and I promised, I gave my word to this young lady, and she's not exactly young. Beautiful, talented person who you probably watch on TV. And why they picked me to come to and say, hey, I like your stuff, I don't know, but she knows I'm talking about her right now. At least maybe not at this moment, but I am talking about her. So anyway, that means nothing to a lot of people. I get that. But I hope she comes in a room one night, and I hope one day she'll be able to say to everybody, hey, this is who I am. I've been with you, fighting right next to you, coming into these shows and platforms and stuff, giving my opinions. I really wish I could but I do understand where she's at, and it's because of a couple different reasons, and she explained them to me, and I totally understand them. Because I will tell you this, anybody that's put heat onto the corrections to the elections, everyone in their family is being audited. They don't just go after the attorney doing it. They get everyone. This is where all that Spygate and stuff and the Obama passed through. They know everybody. And they will go after everybody. And that's what they're doing to everybody that's going after this. They want it hidden so much because they know if this totally comes out, they're going to be the laughing stock of the world. But remember, the world was involved. Other countries were involved on this as well. And they've been taken down, actually. The only place really pretty much with any sustain left is in the USA. It's in the USA. And I think once this blanket that Sydney has been slowly directing and pulling back on all this, and there's a lot of people that will teach you if you need to know anything about this or how to go about it. Text 474747 down in Florida. Get with these people. They're rock stars. They will walk you through it. And every state in blue should do it, where people are totally Trump people. And I think there's enough people. From what I understand, I'll explain it to you this way. Say 8 people had 8 popsicle sticks. All right. Say 4 of them were Trump sticks. 2 of them were Biden. 2 of them were this other thing, an algorithm or something they called it. Well, automatically, this thing switched, which was true. Switched and stole them. And that's the biggest part of the issue that had occurred. And get this, in every state. And they know it to be fact. I'm considered essential worker. I have not missed any work, no shot, no mask, except when required. Well, you're a rock star then. Do you sing? No, I'm just joking. That's Beth. She's one of the girls behind the glass that helps out here and digs up a lot of information, helps me feed it to you guys. But I want to thank you guys. More importantly, all you, because what you post, it feeds me information. It really does. It opens up my mind. I look stuff up. I try to verify things before I talk about them. But yeah, so Beth, you're a rock star. I know you're out there working. And for everybody and anybody that's out there, and if you're not doing nothing wrong. When it's time, you'll go back to work. You'll know what to do. I believe that. I believe that in my heart that mega people are like that. The ones who are just tired of this whole scenario. And I say that too much. I know I do, man. I do. And how much can people take? I question that in my own mind, I thought. And I did earlier today doing the other show. And I thought, wow, how much can I say this? How much will people tolerate hearing this? I know there are issues, loud and clear issues, and they're wrong. All we have is our voice, even though they want it suppressed. We have our thought, which comes first, ever before the voice. Freedom of speech. It's really here. Forefathers thought about this. They knew it was the consciousness of the mind, and then the mind fed the mouth, and then the words came out, and words are everything. They're the power of the world. They're the directions on how to build your kid's bike, except for when you had some nuts and bolts left over, like we all did. Remember those Christmas Eve nights, last minute, putting them packages together for the kids and whatnot, and you see all these extra parts? You never cared about the directions. It's like your hands are going 100 miles an hour like Santa Claus on a Santa Claus movie. You just did what you had to do. Anyway, you guys are rock stars. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let me read here just for a second. Okay, I like to verify that I went through all the stuff and some of the topics that I'm jumping on and working on with you guys when I sit and talk. And Dave, I want to thank you tonight. And Beth, I want to thank you tonight. I want to say hi to Mary Kay. I want to say to all the Christians and Terry down in Texas as well. Big Christian, Patriots at large. They're rock stars. If you need another group, check them out. Also, if you are involved in groups, we have Taking Back America, All for One, One for All. Global Army of Trump. These are good groups to jump into. There's find some support, find some friends, talk, get to know some people. Post your things that you can. Don't get too crazy. If you know they're going to bust us, they're going to bust us. So we have to be cautious. We all have to make good choices. Get your points out, though. Do the best you can to get your points out. And we'll give you some direction if we can to help anything that you're trying to post if it's like really, really hard, because sometimes we have to do that, but it keeps us alive. However, we always try to stay a step ahead with the platform. And that's why I run so many cameras and IPs. It really helps me help you to stay in touch because they can cut an IP. So I'm told by Dave, the guy that does all this Facebook junkie stuff. He's been around for 12 years with it fighting Facebook. So that's David Glovin, the Gospel of David. All right, justice. What is that? How do we get it? Will we ever see it? Who do we trust? How could we defend ourselves? How do we protect ourselves? Really, who can we trust? No one? Really? I mean, can't we? I don't think we can. How deep is the deep state? Everything is a compromise. Everything. So all we can do is live and let live and fight hard. That's what we got to do every day. Stand up, wake up, get the coffee, smell the coffee, and just be the rock stars we are, live as the American dream that we have. So elections and all the enforcements of the true blue ones, now even being threatened by defunding. So what I'm saying there is, we have cities now that are basically voting to defund their blue. Come on, man. We need enforcements. But some of these ones that are asking for it are the morons cities where they're having all these issues. And I'll say this again as loud as I can. The Patriots are going to stand up when there ain't no cops. Beware the BLM and the Antifa. The Patriots are not going to let you take down their businesses. When the police are no longer there, if that were to occur and you defund your departments, you eliminate and you hold back and suppress the laws that they instill, the Patriots are going to stand up hard. Oh, believe me, it's going to backfire in your face. And I think everybody knows about the googly-eyed Keller woman that I'm speaking about. But she's not the only one. There's other areas doing it as well. And to me, that's criminal in itself. That is criminal in itself. I mean, how no protection for the good people? No protection for the honest people, the workers, the hard workers, the ones that want to, do the best they can, set good family values and show good values to their children, good leadership for their families. Nah, we can't have that. But it is happening. They're approaching to make things like this work. And then you have this whole thing, like I went on this morning on the Wake Up show. Who do you trust? Everything's compromised. The FBI is compromised. DOD's compromised. DOJ's compromised. ATF is compromised. And Biden's putting in his key components to all of them. He really is. Biden's protecting his butt as well as Hunter's, with who he has elected to put in. So everything of his information, even though the laptop's out there, the FBI who took it from didn't even want to take it from Giuliani. It was like they were saying, no, expose this guy, but we'll take your other stuff. To me, that's in a way kind of what they did. But they're gonna take him over the coals. They're gonna take him over the coals. And these are the groups that are owned in law enforcement that do nothing, sit back and watch all this. And that's why I say our military is not blind to what's going on, and don't you think it is? There's a bigger picture here at work. We know that things have happened. We know that things have been taken down. We know there is a change. We know that monetary values and the gold is coming in, being stored now back in the Fort Knox, where basically, if you'd asked how much gold was in there, it was pretty much dry. There was nothing there. They couldn't even show proof of it. They would only pull out a bar. You could see a bar. No one was actually, this was going back into the 70s and 80s. People wanted in it. They wanted to see, what do we have? What is our financial backup in America? Well, now I don't know how it's all going down, but I do know it is going down. And there is a lot of megaton gold coming in. It's all to stop this reset, and Trump is definitely 100% behind it. And it could be facts that of how they got it could be playing a part to who they took down. So these could be key points. These could be key points to why that all is. But we don't have a 3-letter word in law enforcement that actually works for the United States government's people. Look at everything they did to Trump from 2016 on. Early into 2016 on. What did they do to him? They harassed him. They charged him with this. They tried to impeach him. Russia. The porn queen. I mean, just anywhere they could hit him, kick him below the belt. They were on it daily. These were all the people that were doing it. The FBI, the DOD, the DOJ, the ATF, and more. The NSA is probably one of the only clean groups that I think that we have out there. There's 2 or 3 other ones that you may not even know exist. I'm not going to get into that. I could give a description of what it is and what they are and a narrative. And actually, maybe I'll do that for tomorrow night so everybody can check that out. I think everybody needs a fair amount of knowledge to that. And I have some really serious big news on the Frankenshot too that I like to share. I wanted to do it last Friday and I never even got to it with all the things that just keep pouring upon us every day as far as news. So anyway, so all these things that they do are just to screw us over. Again, here I am going back to that same old phrase, but it's true. I mean, we don't have any reputable, except for probably the police department. And that could be the whole purpose of the defunding the police. Maybe the police departments, the independent police, in the community don't want to have this on the citizens and their neighbors and their fellow, Christians and so forth. It has to be something like that. The only constitutional allowed form of law enforcement is your county sheriff. Yeah, well, I even have a couple things in my own time, Jack, that don't add up to key components from that. And my fear to what you just said there about the county sheriff, and I believe you mentioned this before, is in my city, I said this, and I made comments right to his face today, actually. This particular person, I told him, just go and retire. The point is why I did that, though. He's running now for that head position in Pittsburgh. And he's been in Pittsburgh as a Democrat. He's been a senator, a legislator, and so forth. And now he wants to become, but he's been best friends with all these people. I'm not saying we don't always have good people on the other side. I just earlier in the show said that and explained that. I know they're there, but damn it, I want them to retire. Out with this old system. Why does everybody want? Why does everybody want a 2-term limit? If we can't kick out with the old, get in with the new. Get these young kids in there. Get these young pups up there. You know, best lives, best life matters. Yeah, everybody's life matters. It's the truth. But we can't get that narrative through anybody's head out there that everyone matters. Stop all this BS. But they're not going to. They're not going to, and that's why they attack Trump. And they're attacking the newest form and the worst case scenario, our Constitution. And that's what they're doing. So where do we go forward from here, and how do we go forward is what I've always told everybody. I also want to tell you how easy it was to get into Dominion. I don't know if you know it. It was as simple, and it didn't even take skilled people to do it. Children were doing it. I don't know if you heard about any of this. The code to get in was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was it. That was the code all across the world, the globe. Anybody that wanted to get in through, Dominion, who was suing Mike, now Mike's suing them, who was suing Sydney, now Sydney's suing them. And it's going on and on. There's other people lining up. Dominion's not looking good here. And I think a lot's going to really, really come on. But the key thing here was all you had to know was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you were in the system. You could do and make any change you wanted. How do you like that? Kids figured it out, even children. Unbelievable. Children have figured it out. And I seen some of the videos of the kids, as well as some attorneys and stuff that are doing private work and taking this on. And this is where I'm telling you about the attacks on their family now. Every single person in these two attorneys' families are being attacked for IRS audits. All these things are coming down on them, but they are somehow protected by some type of certain law grandfathered to them under something that they filed for. I don't know if Jack knows anything about that. Yeah, I had a 10-year-old hack into the Dominion. Oh, you had heard that it was a 10-year-old that hacked into. Yeah, so you have kids that were doing it, and they figured out how it worked too. They figured out how every, and not only that, through Space Force and through government, it was all watched as it went on. So we know that part's true. We know that part's true. There was a military sting operation that headed it. So not just take my hat off to these children for being as brilliant as they are and these attorneys who figured it out, but you got to take off your hat to, everybody with this, because it is going to come out. And what they don't want, and that's why they're fighting so hard. They had 103 attorneys down in Arizona. Why did they pick 103? I don't know, but I can only assume, because it's an odd number if you just think about it. And I try to put things together by oddness that they dictate to us. And to me, it was like, where are we going and why are we going? Why is it 103? Not sure, but it seems they were all on retainers. Guess where the retaining money comes from? The stimulus. Yeah. So I hope everybody's enjoying the breadcrumbs that support these morons, because I know I'm not, and I know we're all going to pay for it, and our kids are going to pay for it, and I can we can only pray that Trump has a way out of this, that the government and our military and let's say a coup of good militants are going to come in and wipe these people out of Congress and stop and force paybacks of all this money back into the United States or something, because it's all been misrepresented to us. None of the stimulus really, if you get over 20% of all the money, had any effects. Only 20% of all the trillions. And I don't even think that it's that high. To be perfectly honest with you, I really don't think it's that high. Now you have this other 2.3, but he wants this much more now. Yeah, it's steal, 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 and develop, develop, develop for all the people of the parties that knew. Like if you take John Kerry, for example, he knew the pipeline was going to end, it was going to get cut. So what did he do? He invested in foreign oils. And maybe that's, like I said, where our oil went that Donald J. Trump bought that we should have never ran out of at any time soon at all. I mean, we bought thousands and thousands of barrels for, I think, like $18, $16 a barrel. And like he said, I had to buy it. Now was the time. But they're misusing all the good things that he did. And that's where it is. That's what they do. But yeah, one, two, three, four, five, six, man. Unreal. So you can't trust our law enforcement. And again, I don't want to say nothing negative on what Jack said. I can only speak for the guy we got trying to do what he's doing here. Support Marjorie Greene all you can, and she is going to expel, or at least push her damnedest to expel Mad Max Zilla Waters, and she's every bit of it. You see her face. I mean, she broke every law to be there to do it. And come on, if that's not incitement, Trump did none of that. He said, walk peacefully. She incited. No, totally different. Totally different. We don't have to worry about that no more. He wasn't impeached. Everything that they could do for him not to return back into this office was the narrative, because they knew he had some trump cards, like the whole deck. Like the whole deck. He's using them now. He truly is. Um, but he's on a back burner somewhere. He's just doing things from the background, and it may not allow him back into office, but a lot will be exposed. And let's plan on what some people are talking about is 2024. He's pushing for 2022 with the elections. He's trying to get us the best people and get the seats back here, there, and everywhere. And that's what we have to stay positive to. We have to stay positive to that. That is where the truth lies right now. Whatever game of chess he's out there doing for us, as he said, the only thing that stands between them and you is I. And that was the truth. They feared him because he knew too much. They didn't know if he would ever slip at the tongue and let some things out of the bag. But Hillary once did. She said if she went down, most of Washington would go with her. Just saying. I'm just saying, but it's true. It's true. And we have so much on her. I cannot wait for this to explode. Let's stay strong in the election area, and let's get out there with the grassroots, support the best candidates we can. These are only the preliminaries. We have till November. So things can change. We can, and there's laws and acceptances. So there's a lot that can happen. Do the best you can to keep the red hats alive, please. John Kerry, back to him, this moron. He's been in a lot of trouble. He's been in a lot of trouble in different ways, and it's all starting to pan out. And I've talked about this months ago, where through funneling of $9 million went to a nonprofit agency of his daughter's, which was kind of the job that he got her. Then he funneled the money into the program, which was your tax dollars. We know that it happened. There's not a doubt. There's a paper trail. It's been brought to light. Good thing for leakers. They're not all bad. Not by far. Not by far. Also, that ongoing sting, I just want to bring that back up. His name was David Hunt, and he was arrested, charged with HST. Please put that together so I don't say it too loudly, so I don't get cut out. HST. When you hear it from me, you know what I'm talking about. Think about it. It'll come to you. I promise. Um, yeah. So I don't know the full deal on the details yet. I kind of caught the gist of this at the end of the evening when I got back into Pittsburgh because I had to go do something odd. It's at a place, and I took care of that. Came back in. I was running a little late. I jotted down some notes. I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. That's real interesting." Oregon. I mean, Oregon is just making the news about everything. To be honest with you, they got prostitution going on. They're trying to kill the beef. Where's the beef? I mean, it's not going to be in Oregon if we let them get away with this. So if you have friends in Oregon or family and they're in this business or they know people that are in this, please help them. Please, stand the flag up. Somebody go buy a flag, put it on, let them know America's behind them. We support the food chain supply. We do not support this plant-based foods. I mean, unnatural synthetic meats and breast milk. They want us now to and if you knew how they made this meat, please look into how they're putting this meat together. It's carnivore. It's the worst that you could imagine on how they develop it, and it actually grows, and then they cut it down, shape it, and you'll look at it and think, "Oh, wow!" And guess what? It's not it. It's not it. It's not the same. Anyway, I have to throw some of that stuff, but we got to stop them from doing this. We really do. We have to stand up because, again, just to be specific, no artificial inseminations, no breeding, and they're banning farmers from slaughtering. That's the initiative. Man, we can't let that happen. Let's figure out something for Oregon. If you see anything that you can post and send out to any pages that they have out there, let them know we're, totally behind them. And, I'm appalled at what we have to stand up for in this country right now. And I wish we could just go. I mean, what is there? I think someone had posted like there's 540 people up there. We got 330 million. I get where you're at. And it's coming down to that. It really is in a large way. We're trying to be decent, respectful Americans and letting the laws take precedent for what we need. The problem is we're not seeing any resolve. We're not seeing any cures. So the only cure I can say to anybody is, stand down for a little bit longer here. There are things happening. And if you check into some very bright people out there with some shows, they are getting some good informations. And stay as close as you can to people that, they can make us all aware. If you get something it's really good, hey, send it to me by all means. Send it to the groups that you're in. Send it to everybody. Pass it around. And if you're a little leery on it, it might get you thrown off. Do it through Messenger. Take your time. I know it boots you. They try to boot you after you hit so many in Messenger. Take your time. If you go slow, it doesn't boot you. If you do it like click, 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 then it like shuts you off. You got to go back and start over. And you can do that. But if you got 1,000, 1,200 people, then you want to take us and put my face on your share and get this out to your groups. Some people have 1,000 people. Some people have 5,000 people. But guess what? Again, more suppression. You're lucky to see 5% of your friends. And that's the truth. That's the truth. None of us, you could have 100. You get you always see the same 10 people. I heard that there's a way to refresh it for it to work and open it all back up. I'm not sure what that is. If somebody can send me that information, I'd sure in hell like to do it on my side. So try to like, follow, share, and subscribe, whether it's through YouTube or one of the other platforms. Get a hold of Dave or Beth. Maybe they can give you some direction. They're always in the rooms, checking things out, giving you guys support. I'm not good at that part. I'm good at sitting here and having a conversation to myself with you. I guess that's where my talent lies, But anyway, hey, it is what it is. I want to finish out kind of like with this here on this 5/4/2021. Como pushes the blame on Trump for all the nursing home scandals and lies. Unbelievable. Como the homo and his brother, on the news. The one that tells about smoking joints and all this stuff, and he's pushing this narrative to people like in a way that they should be, hey, everybody should be smoking pot. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to judge anybody for doing it. But you are an embarrassment. You need fired. Como, you need replaced, removed, and impeached immediately. And you need to file face charges on crimes of humanity. You cried like the damn sissy that you are. You lied like a damn sissy that you are. You created death, unfortunate death to innocent people, innocent elderly people. You knew the scope, you knew Fauci, you knew Gates, you knew the information in Washington. You are guilty beyond a doubt. Not only you, the other blue states that followed suit as well. And that thing that they placed into Washington, Levine, another one, crimes on humanity to that thing. And that's the only way I will address that thing. But that is the truth. That is the damn truth. We have to go after it and keep pressure and strength there. This narrative on Matt Gaetz, I've seen nothing credible to stand up to that. All right, they're coming after Coma. Well, now we got to put pressure to Gaetz. That's the narrative change. They want you to think, they want you to get angry, and they think you'll move away from it. Don't move away from any of it. What we have here is a moron up in that office. You heard him cry. How many did not hear him crying? Blatantly tried to call Trump into arguments. Trump sent the Navy ships up there, all the military doctors. We had tents set up everywhere for this big, great impact because of Fauci's mouth and that blonde hair, whatever her name was, it was up there as well. And she's as guilty as they come too. Guess where she's at now? She's one of the part of the Bush Foundation. So home sweet home. Did anybody guys know about Prescott Bush? Look up Prescott Bush. Get some information on the Bush family tree. They have been doing this to America since so far back, it's pathetic. It will blow your mind. I'd like to talk more on it. And then will you ever question 9/11 again? Because that was a whole narrative change that would have took them down. Similar to what Prescott Bush did. Guaranteed. Yeah. The great-great-grandfather, the father of Papa Bush. So, yeah, going back that kind of far, they were all involved with Germany, supplying money, treasonable offenses, and it's all out there. It's information that can be found and collected. You need to look it up. People think in ways, well, he was just a clown in the office. He was just doing everything Daddy told him to do. And that's the bottom line. Great show. Hey, check it out. Somebody said great show. No, great people that come into the show is what makes a show great. I do nothing but sit here and talk. It's not for everybody. I get that. But I want you to know, we got to go after these people, man. We can't let them get away with crimes on humanity. We got to expose this election. These are two elements. Key. I can't say it loud enough, man. I want to scream it. But it's the truth. These are key elements that they don't want out there. Find, dig up, expose them. Follow the money trails. It's all there. They knew the investments before Biden got in the office. They knew the election was rigged. You get it, right? They knew. And they're already sitting in a better seat because of it, collecting money from it. And now the disbursements of the trillions are coming. Now the new power grid, which was actually set up for a new 5G weaponry system that was on that ship that went fizzled out and everything got destroyed, as well as all the chemicals. And now you wonder why you can't get chlorine for your pool. It's because they're using it in the sky. They're going to be spraying. You'll go outside, you will get a misty, bleachy smell. They tested it before. Now they're mixing even more with it, which is something called Teflon, nanoparticles of Teflon that have that shimmery color that will cause deflection, create humidity like you're baking inside a damn microwave. And that's what happens. And that's why the storms become so violent. The rains become so hard. It's not because the sun's doing this. It's not because the sun's doing that. We already know scientifically core samples that we have taken out of the Arctic and other places of ice in Greenland and more show all the same typical scenarios that just happen through time over and over and over again. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. And the narrative, remember the Georgia Guidestones. It explains a lot. It really does. What else we got here? I have been saying this for years. GOP needs to go to a beauty parlor and an X-rated Brazil for an X-rated Brazilian to remove all the traces of Bush. There you go. That's coming from the Jack Alexander show. Check out Jack and check out his show. Yeah, you got to check out the show. I am Michael Anthony from 10 O'Clock Talks. You guys rock. You guys rock. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. Thank you and have a great night, man. Stay strong, everybody. America, stay strong. Good night.